Good evening, good morrow, and good day, and welcome to another edition of Slice and Dice, here with the Manylands campaign. Should have been back 2 weeks ago, but as per usual, the elements fighting against us, or in this case, scheduling fighting against us. But we're here now, and better late than never, right? And here with me, of course, are our lovely players this evening. Good evening, guys.
Good evening.
Good evening. It doesn't feel like evening anymore with the sun still being out, and it looks really nice out. What a lovely day to be indoors. I don't know if that's the same where you are. Actually, the rest of you, to be fair, but where I am, it looks gorgeous outside.
Pretty nice out there.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. Are we just cancelling this episode?
Yeah. So I admire your dedication. It was a test. You've all passed. So let's all go out and enjoy the sunshine. No, of course not. No. Come back. Of course, we welcome back Marshall. And I think we're kind of tagged in Marshall, tagged out Bart. Not deliberately, just due to scheduling. So no problem. We've still got 4 of us, which is great. 4 out of 6 ain't bad, to paraphrase a certain singer. But anyway, I'll catch us up on what happened in the last session, of course, shortly. But before we do that, it's of course time for some shameless plugs and so on.
Shameless plug!
So our first shameless plug, of course, has to be about our first ever in-person meetup. What's with the plug, Marshall? Holding up a plug to us.
Shameless.
That is. Oh, you are. How did I not see that coming? That was shameless, and it was just. That's my kind of dad humor. So thank you. Okay, so. Our first in-person meetup, of course, was last week, was on Saturday. So whilst we weren't able to do a session, still managed to get some TTRPG into our lives, which was great fun. And thank you to everyone who turned up to that. We had a lovely space in the Victoria Inn. It was perfect. Perfect for 2 tables, but for 1 table was just, we could just stretch out. So much space. There was... We had, of course, I had Dan with me, of course, was one of the players. Thank you so much for coming, Dan. And we had, in addition to Dan, I think 5 other players. I was DMing for 6, which is kind of, I'm used to that from the live stream, but from in person, 6, haven't had that for a long time. But thank you to everyone who showed up. We had some people, we had first time people that I haven't met before, and we also had some returning old friends and such as well. So it was really a nice mix of people, and a one shot took place with a bit of spell jamming involved, as we had a bit of a according to the votes, we ended up with using 5e and something sci-fi themed, so kind of mesh the 2 together in the time period that I had, and it was a bit of a romp. I think a good time was had by all, certainly from the feedback. I was personally very worried going into it, like, is this gonna work? I don't know. I don't know how this works. I had a cursory read last night. Let's see. But hey, it all went well, I think, and so much so that I have now dropped just this last half hour before going live our some provisional dates for the next one. I have already teased that I recently came into possession of Lord of the Rings role-playing. I pre-ordered it and it arrived last week, and I got very excited about it. And so I've been reading quite a lot of that. Do you know what? I should probably bring the book, shouldn't I, and just show it to camera. That's a very much a surly, a very sure nod from the team there. Thank you, guys. I will do that. 1 second. I'm so prepared.
Oh, new dice. Is this more new dice, Marshall?
Always.
Ooh.
It's been like ages.
Wow, look at those dice.
I don't have a drinking habit or a drugs habit, so I've got dice.
That's a shameless plug in a shameless plug, so I'm going to give it to you there.
Shameless plug!
Nope, we're not doing that. Nope, we're not doing that.
Evening, 3 kobolds in a coat. Thank you for joining us. You've joined at the best of times, because I'm now just going to show, as I did at the meetup, the Lord of the Rings role-playing book. It's the cover art. So beautiful,
Ooh.
so lovely. So now it's quite
Pretty.
quite a thick tome, but it has everything that you need.
I think I've got the Lord of the Rings Warhammer somewhere in a box.
This is I am going to be employing my own Lord of the Rings Warhammer for use in this game because it's got to be done, right? It's made for it. So Lord of the Rings role playing is based on the One Ring TTRPG, but it's been converted for the 5e rule set. So if you have played Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition or other 5e iterations, then this is actually a really nice sort of easy way to branch into a newish game. It just basically uses the chassis, if you like, of 5e and then expands on it with its own well, I was going to say its own classes and its own races, but it's done away with that entirely. So it's instead it's cultures and callings instead of races and classes, which makes so much sense for the game as well. And I won't plug that any more than that. I'm not being paid to plug this, but Free League Publishing are the ones behind it, and it looks great. The pages feel like parchment, so it's a very tactile experience. It's quite nice, thick pages, very good quality. And you also, for you people who love your maps, as Claire, who's at the meetup, definitely does, you not only got the inside cover little map here, there's also, I think there's a back cover map as well. There you are. Ooh. And in addition to that, they even give you another massive fold-out map as well of, I think the area this is meant to take place in is Eriador. So you've got a big map of Eriador there, and on the back, the reverse is more. Oh no, that's the Eriador. That's the whole of Eriador there. So there's a lot of map stuff. There's a lot of good stuff in there, and yeah, it's I'm very excited about it. So I will be, when I get some time to do so. Outside of this sort of stuff, I will be dropping some videos on our YouTube channel, just sort of reviewing or showing different aspects of the game, just kind of explaining things, because I was looking for content as a kind of cheat sheet, basically, that's from other content creators, explaining like the different mechanics or things like that. But no such content have I seen, so I figured, well, why didn't I do it myself? So that may well be something going forward, be putting on our YouTube channel. But before that, of course, there's other content that needs to go on our YouTube channel.
Shameless plug!
Pauses for shameless plug sound effect. The interviews, A Slice of Dice, our fireside chats, there are 3 of them that have been recorded and are in the process of being edited. There are the first one that will go up is ours with our own Angelique, which I'm in the middle of editing, but that'll be the next one to go up. Again, it's just all dependent on scheduling and so on. And then we've got one for Roxy and one for Tim as well. So some really good fun chats there that will all be coming to our YouTube channel. If you haven't joined our YouTube yet, if you haven't joined YouTube yet, do it. But if you haven't joined our YouTube channel yet, please go for it. And then you'll be first to be notified when we drop new videos on there. So that's really the plan. Yeah. Just to circle back, our next meetup, the dates are now on our Discord. If you haven't joined our Discord yet, may I heartily encourage you to do so, for all the friendly bants throughout the week, including all of our all the latest memes that get dropped in Meme Dungeon. I do enjoy those, and like I said, all the details of our next meeting, and to vote for the events, the times that you can make. Go to our Discord and check out the meetups chat on there, and vote for the one that you can attend, or ones possibly. If you can attend more than one date, that'd be great. So yeah, join that now if you haven't done so already.
Shameless plug!
And then I think finally, I should say, let's open it up to the team. Guys, if you have anything that you'd like to shamelessly plug, or anything else you'd like to mention before we jump into the chat, now's your chance. No. That's going to be that'll be a firm no. Thank you, guys. But you can't say I didn't offer it. So that was the moment. So speak now or forever hold your peace, and we've chosen to hold our peace. So without any further ado, let's jump into tonight's session here in the Manylands campaign on Slice and Dice. And we are back. And I say this just as James emerges into view. That was amazing timing. And Marshall with his soup. I hope you're enjoying this.
I've just been waiting to the side, waiting for a good cue to come back in.
You were just waiting for your cue. Oh, okay. That makes so much sense. Yes. Well, apologies. I didn't cite it. I didn't more clearly signpost
That's fine.
and cue James' entrance. There we go. Okay. So last time in the Manylands campaign, following the defeat of the Coven of Hags, one of which who was the patron of Loralis, who sort of turned on her patron, but didn't want the rest of the party. Well, didn't want her patron to know that she was betraying her, but still managed to do so in a very subtle way in the ensuing battle. But our heroes were victorious, with only a casualty or two that was then mitigated by Malar's holy connection to Hurthir and using Revivify to bring back Leobrin from death and Brina from near death. The group then decide to interrogate Loralis, should I say, with Neris using her Cadence's graphite slate to summon the slate, which could then attach Loralis to it and render her unable to escape and restrained. She reveals that she is in fact a changeling. Her name is Loralis, not Dox, the dragonborn, as the previous guy she'd be going under when in contact with the party, and was granted powers by those hags in exchange for service. Those powers were to help her find her husband's killer. Her husband was the king's bodyguard that also was poisoned in the assassination attempt against the king, and so his fate very much tied in with that of the queen and the late boy prince. The hags wanted what Leo had, in quotation marks, and Loralis felt that the life of a stranger, Leo Ubrin at this stage being a stranger, somebody they'd known for a day, was worth for avenging her husband. And eventually, after much interrogation, the group kind of agree that that's fair enough. And a bit of self-reflection. Yeah, we haven't known her that long. I guess she doesn't know us from Adam, so wants to avenge dead husband. Fair enough. And decide to set her free. Loralis, as it turns out, in part of the interrogation, reveals that she was a member of the Enforcers. The Enforcers are the secret police in Hurthir that the group have been working with, should I say, to find the real killer, the real schemer mastermind behind the assassination attempt. She was kicked out for assaulting the current prince and heir to the throne, Bidrekt Oryxdune, the same fellow who the party had come across at his manor and had summoned a demon when he tried to escape from them after they had been causing a ruckus, shall we say, inside his home. The prince is also the prime suspect I think at this point in the investigation, especially given that he summoned a demon. That doesn't seem very princely behaviour. But the real question that's, I think, the evidence of which, that the one piece that was missing from Loralis's investigation was, would the prince really go so far as to kill his sister and his nephew trying to take the throne? That seems like a big claim and something that perhaps needs a bit more substance before going and assaulting in public, like Loralis did, because she did not have the patience to wait further and for getting information, and evidently maybe some frustration played a part in her very public display against the prince, and was then was kicked out of the enforcers for this behaviour. Due to her past PTSD and events of her own involving shape changes, Nerys was not trusting of Loralis, whilst the rest of the party were ready to accept her. Nerys decided enough was enough at this point and heads back to the tavern where the group is staying, Bronzalurgy, in the Bronze sector of the city. Seth follows her, making sure that she gets there safely and without incident. While the others have a short rest at the cave just to get some respite and recuperate after a very hard slog of a battle. During this rest, the voice, Chichkabagla, among other names, the same voice that was whispering to Seth and granting him powers throughout our story so far, offers the same service to Loralis, as Seth has, temporarily at least, been blocked from him by another entity that Seth has now met, but the voice itself doesn't seem to recognise, and the rest of the party also are not familiar with this particular person at this point. Loralis, however, refuses the service of this voice and instead opts to go on her own path. And so is left without voices in her head, which is probably, for the first time in a long time, at least a year, probably worth it in hindsight. After this, Seth and Nerys make it back to Bronzalurgy during this rest, and they decide to have some drinks and just cool off, basically. The rest of the party then split again as they leave the cave. Malar and I think Malar on his own, actually, because it's missing from the notes. I think it's Malar and Brina possibly decide to head back to Bronzalurgy to meet up with the others, whilst Loralis and Brucon and I believe Leobryn, I could be mistaken, but I believe it was those three, instead investigate further because of the tankard lead which had been brought up. They decide to go to to one of the pubs in the dock sector to see if there's a further lead about the prince or about any connections further to that inside this tavern, because, as was pointed out, the prince's estate was incredibly affluent and opulent, and this pewter tankard that was in one of the rooms, which Seth had spotted, was very dull by comparison, and not showy at all. And yet this was the thing that the prince ran up to grab before, as witnessed by Loralis, ran up to grab before he disappeared. So the sort of tankard that would be very common at a tavern in the dock sector. Their investigation goes as far as finding a note, which in Draconic says that excuse me, that says that Ushtag will rise again, which is an obvious link to the party members with the Red Mages. That seems to be their goal, to do with Ushtag, the Deceiver, the Red Dragon. That is the entity which the Red Mages follow. And with this, the three of them then decide to head back to the others with this information, also because they're about to be kicked out of the pub anyway. They bought some drinks, but they had also caused a mighty disturbance in trying to investigate further, including breaking down a door, which did not go down well with the landlord. Anyway, start heading back, and as they reunite with the others, or as they're about to reunite with the others, Malar and co hear a great disturbance outside and witness the denizens of Hurthir, the capital of Hurthir, where we are, just dispersing in all different directions as it seems teams of undead are pouring into the streets, coming from, it seems, the gold sector. And they're witnessing this down the street from where they are at the from Bronzalurgy. They're witnessing these undead coming towards them. Some slow and shambling, others fast moving. And that's where we pick things up. The party are already knackered. They are low on resource. And now they've got an undead threat to deal with. And that's, as I said, that's where we're going to jump in today. So, what do you want to do?
We can see the undead, yeah?
You can see the undead, yes.
How many? Like, is it a crowd or is it a handful?
It's a crowd, as I think I said at the end of last time. It appears to be hundreds, not just in the one street, of course, but spread out, sort of spilling into the main roads and dispersing in different directions. It would appear there's hundreds of undead. This is like
Horde.
a citywide pandemic, so a citywide threat at this state. A susurration, thank you, of undead. I like that.
Inside, quick! Oh, I'll try and get as many people that are around me inside a building that looks secure. Actually, a tavern would be great.
Yeah, and you're just outside Bronzalurgy, the tavern. That could work.
Just gonna straight back in.
Yes, I'm.
Try and do the last one.
So Dan, you're actually coming through quite quietly now. I'm going to turn you up at my end, but if there's anything you do, I don't know if you can turn your mic up or if that's because I think we're having a problem with headphones before, but
I'll turn it back up. I'll turn it back up.
No. No worries.
Hello.
Oh, that's a bit louder. Thank you. Okay, so yeah, that seems better to me. So
Okay.
So you're going to lead people inside. How do you want to do this? As in, are you more just trying to? Are you just trying to like shout and get their attention and get them inside, or are you physically going to start moving people inside? Like, I'm trying to determine for in terms of dice rolling what sort of skill this would be.
Voice, all about the voice, just persuasion, which I should imagine won't take much, given there's a bunch of undead kicking around.
Well, you make a good point. So you can make a persuasion roll with advantage because you have a place of solace, possibly.
Here we go. Persuasion. 21.
21. All right. Yeah. A bunch of dragonborn lizard folk and kobolds, who some of which look like Seth would probably recognize actually, were the types that were down on their luck, vagrants and the like that had been had previously been inside the soup kitchen. So you would recognize some of those. Gratefully, just spill into the bar, and you see the very surly-looking dragonborn behind the bar. There's the sort of Invergrunt. Thank you. With the surly and stocky dragonborn, the wide shoulders and a leather apron, who is a dragonborn of few words. At this point, seeing all of these people pour into the bar, then finally removes themselves from behind the bar and comes out the front with the rest of you, sort of pushing through the throng that are now entering. Just looks like they're trying to find out what's going on. look down the street and see the approaching undead along with the rest of you. So yeah, people start pouring into there. You also hear the voice of you'll remember the cultural head of Hurthir, who runs the soup kitchen, is also shouting, "Take cover! Get to safe places! Everyone, go!" And it seems a lot of them are making for the tavern as Malar has instructed. But the undead are still coming.
I will be the last person to go in the tavern, and what triggers Malar going in is basically, well, what will happen is as the undead get up to the door, if he needs to, and there's anybody else around, he'll drop a channel divinity to fuck them off.
Nice.
But then that'll be it. He'll take everybody, like whoever's left in, and he'll be the last one in, and he'll hold the door and demand that they barricade that entrance.
I love it. Good. Malar, have some inspiration. It's very heroic.
Thank you. Do you want me to burn a channel divinity?
Not just yet, but definitely,
Okay.
Keep it ready, because we're gonna
Yeah.
probably going to use it when they get close, I would imagine. But yes, the rest of you, what are you doing in this situation?
I'd imagine that. Yeah, I'd imagine that Marshall or Alice and Brucon aren't there. Have they left the tavern at this point?
They left the tavern, I think, at the end of the.
Yeah, so we're
the last
going to
session
be
we said
out.
they left, so I would say, they would have got through the gate back into the main part of the city, and then we'll have now, as they're sort of on their way back, so they haven't got to Bronzalurgy yet, but they're on their way and are also witnessing the undead pouring out into the main road.
On Zemo, let me try and find this map. Oh, so on the map, where are we?
So you're just beyond. You see the gate for between the dock and the bronze sector. You're basically you're inside the gate and on that main road there when you witness. Not only do you witness the undead pouring out from the gold sector, appreciate, so pouring out from your right, and the people running off to the left and up the road and this sort of thing. On the main roads, many of you observed when you first arrived in Hurthir, and Loralis, you'd be very familiar with these at this point, are the bronze, effectively what look like post boxes. It seems that these, there's a spark of energy released from them, and you witness citizens running up to them, opening them, and inside it appears to be a small armory. There are halberds, there are shields, things like that, all inside, and some crossbows inside each of these post boxes. Some of them are running to arm themselves, others are running straight past and looking for cover.
I was going to ask a UK one or American one, and I was like, oh yeah, no, UK one.
UK one, in a similar style, yes, but as I say, bronze.
Okay. So in the bronze sector, which is like on the left and gold on the right, and I would probably know some good hiding spaces in the black, but you'd have to go forwards. Actually, to be fair, we could go left and right.
You could go through the bronze sector to get to the black sector.
Okay. So I would probably do that and try and find like a small faction in there and like get help.
Sure. Okay, so for this, just to
I am in Doc's form. I know I'm in Doc's form at this point.
Yes, you did when you went to the you went into the dock sector as Docs. Okay, so yeah, brilliant. So for this, can you make a survival check, because you're trying to pick the best path through the crowds and also through the city?
Okay. Ooh, that's an 11.
All right. So, you'd normally be able to very easily maneuver around the alleyways and so on through the city, but due to the just mob of people that are just running in all different directions and stuff like that. Crowds of them clogging up the main roads, and basically every time you try and get into an alleyway, you're getting punted further down, kind of like working against the tide almost. You're trying to swim, and soon enough you do end up kind of also being pushed in the direction of you can see the rest of the team at Bronze Allergy, and you obviously recognize the tavern. It seems that you're being pushed towards that direction. You can, because people are drawing themselves into the tavern, if you were to move past it, there would probably be more alleyways you can go down and then
go
past
through, go
but
with the tide to then go off the tide. I'd do that. I'd be happy to do that.
surf it.
Yeah. Yes.
Leobrin, are you gonna? Well, I mean, first of all, has Dox explained what she's planning to do
No.
here? She's not. She's not going to tell Leobrin. No. So Leobrin, you're seeing that Dox is in the lead, heading towards Bronze Allergy. You can see your friends there. Brucon's with you. It's up to you how you want to play this, because when you get to the tavern, you'll see that your friends are outside, but Dox continues on past and then around the side of the tavern. Which way do you want to go?
I mean, everything's going fine up until Doc starts heading off another direction. You've missed it. It's back here. You've gone too far.
I'm getting
Dox?
help.
Okay. Do you need help to get help?
Don't worry, Leobrin. I'll go with her. And remember, I've got the boots. Brucon just sort of winks and then speeds off in her direction, because monks.
Oh, okay. Bye. Do you need help?
That's up to you.
Brucon?
That's up to you. That's up to you. Just like jumping up over the crowd so he can see you.
The fresh memory of like last time he followed the dogs, he nearly died.
And it was the same two people.
Yeah.
It's crowds of like civilians flooding into the pub.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How close are undead? Are they just also crowding?
I'm sorry, it dropped out at just the wrong moment.
The undead that are around, are they also
Yes.
in the same kind of area? Is it like intermingled?
They're not intermingled yet, but the fastest of them are, which appear to, and you would have seen them a bit clearer, the three of you. The fastest amongst them have a more bestial appearance. These appear to be dragonborn corpses mostly. But these extra quick ones have elongated claws and tongues hanging down their face. They don't look quite as emaciated as some of the slower undead do. These ones, seem more like hunters. There's something more feral about them, and they are. They seem to be making ground. They're probably about. When you get to the tavern and you look back, they're probably about 90 feet away from you, maybe 100 feet. Like, it's not going to be long before they're going to be bearing down on the tavern.
Alright. Don't have any spells that cover a wide area but differentiate between ally and foe in any good ways. So, I will head to the tavern and sort of make sure people are getting in.
Yeah, okay.
And
You can
pop some
sort of
zombies
you can.
if they come close.
Okay, so you're going to
Or
take
if
up
they come within 120 foot. 120 foot.
So you're going to take up a defensive position, basically near where Malar is sort of guiding, gesturing for people to go into the tavern. You're basically by the entrance. Okay. So you could start picking them off now, because the faster ones are, like I said, within 120 feet. So as you can send off a blast or two now if you'd like.
Yeah. I would love to send off a couple of blasts.
Do it.
Alright. Blast the first is 16 to hit.
A 16 does hit.
Lovely. For 7 damage.
Okay.
And if it's not dead, I boop it back 10 foot.
Yes, you boop it back 10 foot. There's no save for that, is there? It's just an invocation.
The boop is yes. Free.
Cool. They are still standing. You push them 10 feet back. They're still within range if you want to hit them with a second one, or if you want to hit a second target. Obviously,
I'll hit whoever's nearest,
all right, cool. That'll be a separate target.
so I can boop.
Yeah.
That is a 23 to hit. Which
Oh, well, I mean,
definitely
that definitely hits.
hits. For a 10 damage.
Oh. Ooh. Lovely job. And that one, as the first, gets shoved back. It's going to take them a little bit longer to get to you. But yes, they are coming. There's no mistake. Oh Lord, they're coming. Seth, what are you doing at this point?
So, how me and Neris left? Neris stormed off, and I went to make sure she didn't get kidnapped for a third time.
Yes.
So, how far away are we from them? Like, are we?
You're at the tavern too, so
we see
you're
the
in. You can
Okay.
see them just as clearly as Leo and Malar and the tavern owner can.
Great. So I started blasting.
So I
And
started
just-
blasting. So like Leo, you're going to set off some blasts. Okay, go for it.
Yeah. Eldritch blasting.
There, we say there's 4 in the immediate vicinity of these fast-moving undead. Leobrin's blasted 2 of them and knocked them back, so they're about level with the other 2. It's maybe a sort of 15-foot wide streets that they're moving through towards you guys. So you
I
can
got,
fire at the injured ones if you would prefer. I should say that whilst their armor class isn't great, they do have some cover because of all the people that are like charging through.
So I'm gonna fire at any weakened ones to hopefully
Yeah, sure,
destroy.
sure.
And I've got a 16 and a 17.
Okay, they both hit. Even with cover, they hit. And is both on the same target, Seth, or one on each?
One first of all, and if he doesn't die, him again.
Yeah, okay.
So I've got a 9
Still up?
and a 7.
Okay, still up, but still, that one looks dishevelled, being that one of the
And
arms has fallen off.
If I was going towards them, would I then be surrounded by them by myself?
Yes.
Cool. I'm going to just. Nope, you can't ready a bonus action. No, do nothing. Stay back.
Yeah, they're still about
I'll stay,
90
like, a
or
little-
100 feet from you.
Yeah, just get my scimitar out and ready for melee. And hold the line.
Hold the line! Stay with me! Okay, cool. So yeah, you're holding on. Neris likewise just grumbles. I'm getting too old for this shit. And then it's like getting ready with. She takes a step away from you guys so that she is not within. So she won't set fire to you basically when she sets off any fire spells.
That is more considerate than I feel like she normally is. Are you sure? We understand roleplay wise if she wants to burn us.
Yeah, but there's also all of the. You're also standing in the entrance, and there are a lot of people trying to move through, and she doesn't want to burn all the innocent people more than you guys. You guys can handle
Good
it.
character growth for her.
Yeah, perhaps. Just turned away from the darkness. But yes, with that, as these undead are bearing down, the tavern owner looks at you all, then looks back towards the impending threat, and then reaches above their head. Now they're not wearing a hat, but when they seem to take off this invisible hat, they then transform into a much shorter dragonborn, but this one in full studded armor, and goes, "Sup, let's do this," and then readies her fists for what's about to bear down on you. Yeah, this is now what was once a very tall, stocky male dragonborn appears to be a female dragonborn, a bit shorter, but just as much of a badass.
Who was that? Did you say the bartender took off his hat?
Yes.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it appears to be like a pointy wizard's hat, but with a wide, well, a witch's hat, like a wide brim, in a fetching shade of green, which are then sort of put to one side on their person. Yes, they're now like ready to go toe to toe apparently with these creatures, and she also kind of flicks her head back and says, "Get the people inside, then we can put up the barricades."
You heard him, Mala. Usher the people. Go, Mala. Come on.
That's what Mr. Seth, shut up.
Well,
That's what I'm doing.
me and Leo are doing suppressing fire, and we fire off so like more eldritch blasts that way. It's like, come on, Mala.
I'll help you, Malar, says Brina. She's sort of trying not to get lost amongst the very tall dragonborn that are pushing past her.
Oh, Miss Brina, get inside, make sure everybody's safe, and make sure they stay away from the windows.
Okay, if you need me, guys, I've still got some spells, I think. I haven't checked the character sheet, but I think she does.
Glad one of us does.
Oh yeah, everyone's out.
And yeah, start getting the people inside. She'll start directing people to like move tables up against the windows, that kind of thing. From inside the tavern, she'll stand up on the bar so people can actually see her. Yeah. So while that's all going on, Loralis, you're heading to the Black Sector with Brucon.
I just had a thought as to where's the graveyard?
It's in the Gold Sector.
Fantastic, not near me.
Yep, that's exactly.
Fantastic.
Yep,
It's great.
well done on joining those dots, because that could be where they come from. Could be.
I know. I'm just trying to like avoid the graveyard, you know.
Yeah. The giant mausoleum in the Gold Sector. Yeah.
Amazing.
So you're heading away from there, which is a wise thing to do.
Great.
So who are you seeking in the Black Sector?
Anybody I know.
Well, you know, of course.
Terry, maybe.
You know, Tarek.
Tarek.
Don't want to get sued. It's Tarek. Tarek the Dragonborn. Yes. You can go search him out. I mean, you know where his safe house is, as I think Brucon does. I think most of the group do, actually. It's not, it's a bit compromised at this point now, I think about it. But anyway, yes, you can head over that way. I'll come back to you when you arrive there, but I just wanted to clarify where we're going. But you're en route, and it's a lot easier once you get out of the throng of the Bronze Sector, although hitting that main road again, more people are heading towards the gate, towards the palace. Maybe they're trying to seek refuge with the king, because, the king will know what to do. Who knows? It's blind panic for some people, but again, you're going to have to wade through the crowd. You and Brucon will have to do that, so it could take a little while.
Yeah.
We'll circle back to the rest of the group. All right. Okay, you guys. So now, those undead charging down now. Some of the slower undead are trailing behind. More because they're stopping to, grab onto people and start biting them, that kind of thing. But these slightly more feral ones seem to be almost slightly more intelligent as well, because it seems that they have noticed that the largest group of people are all heading towards you guys in the tavern. So they seem to be making a beeline for you. They dash towards you. So they're now roughly about 40 feet from you. To the three of you, Malar, Seth, Leobrin. Let's go with Malar first. What would you like to do?
Well, my channel divinity only works at 30 feet.
Okay.
How many people are left outside the tavern that I need to get in?
The people you need to get inside. Just over a dozen. Or so that look like they're actually going to go in. There's others that are pushing past and heading further into the Bronze Sector, but obviously away from the zombies. But just over a dozen seem to be trying to funnel into the space.
The people that are trying to get in, everybody else can go to the 9. That's fine. That's their business. Malar goes to the edge of that crowd, so it's crowd, him undead.
Yeah. Yeah, you can
He's
position
gonna
yourself there.
he's gonna hold his action. He's gonna wait for the last sort of 3 or 4 of those people to be remaining outside, and he's gonna hold the door, as it were. He's gonna try and hold the crowd of the undead back with the aid of apparently Seth and Leobrin with their suppressing fire. But
Unnecessary.
yeah.
I like the confidence. Sure, yeah, you can do that. Hold the door, yeah, and usher the
But
people
I'm
inside.
like, I'm now thermatology is kicking in, and it's like, whoa, get in.
I'm glad. It's a very good point in the chat from Marshall. Yes, get the Loxodon to hold the door. The largest and stockiest member. Yes, quite right. Cool. Okay, so then Leobrin and then Seth.
I mean, there's still people. No, there's no more people outside.
In terms of ones who look like they're trying to get into the tavern, as I said, there's about a dozen which Malar is shepherding inside, but
Yeah, but there's still other not humans.
there's still other innocents. Yeah.
innocent people outside, so I can't just go blasting. Okay, fine, I guess. I will fire off a couple more Eldritch blasters.
Yeah, go for it. The one that you've seen, the one that Seth targeted with his 2, which is the one you hit initially, looks pretty ropey.
Yeah.
Probably a good target.
I bought that one or any of the ones that are nearer people in danger. But I will pop that one if that's the most likely. Let's say 25. So
Oh, yeah, that hits.
hitting
Yeah.
for 7 damage and a 10-foot bop.
That one looks very badly damaged at this point. For your second blast, I would suggest there's one that you haven't hit yet, but it is bearing down on. It looks like a mother and child. Mother's trying to shield the child from it, and it's
We'll
about to claw.
try
at her.
and save people.
Yeah.
I hope their AC is. I hope the zombies' AC is 10.
No, that
It's
misses,
zombie AC 10.
unfortunately.
You sure it isn't 10?
I am sure, unfortunately.
Bother.
But it almost
Okay.
seeing the peril of these 2 innocents and a mother and child for Leobrin, evocative of Lady Aranth as well, and perhaps that image puts you off in the heat of the moment. Now over to Seth, who sees exactly the same scene. So you've got 4 or so undead,
Seth?
but there is one that is bearing down on a woman and child.
It's no. I was literally
They're
on my
about
toe, I was
40
gonna
feet
say-
from you.
I was going to ask, is there anyone that has done the stupid zombie thing of fallen down? And then I was going to ask if they were going to, extendable age, adults, or full life ahead of them. But you just had to pick mother and child. The one thing that you can't just be like, yeah, fuck them. Go.
You have to have stakes. Come on, in this situation,
Cool.
this is bound to
How
happen.
far away are they?
As I said, about 40 feet.
40 feet. Great. Okay. And the one that's on them, is that the one that's been
No,
hit by us
this one
before?
has not been hit yet.
Okay. I'm going to run up there. Bonus action dash.
Okay.
I'm going to booming blade the one on them.
Yeah.
Trying to knock it off them as much as possible with a big hit.
Yeah.
I'm going to... Fuck it, I'm gonna die anyways. Use my inspiration.
All right. I'm gonna die anyway. I love it. I love it. So optimistic.
19
Hits.
plus my hit. So
All right.
they-
Yeah, that hits. 19 on the dice though. Lovely.
to first my action page. Okay, so booming blade damage is D8. So that's 4 damage from that.
Okay.
Sorry, I keep forgetting how much sneak attack I have.
It's quite a bit.
Hashtag rogue life.
How many d6s am I rolling? Oh, nicer problems to have.
11. 27 damage.
Oh. It is still standing.
Nothing.
But it is
Hell kind of zombies are-
severely badly damaged, but it is still standing. So
Has
4
it-
plus 27, that's
has the-
31 damage, right?
Has the hit? Oh, sorry, 27 was the total. Sorry, I was.
Standing better than
It's
it
got
ever
4
did.
more health. Sorry.
That's okay.
So, was it able to get off the mother and child a little bit?
I mean, I mean, it's still bearing down on them, but the booming blade may come into play.
Cool. I'm going to yell to them, run to the tavern!
Okay. Very wise,
then-
very wise.
Back up like 5 feet or so, to try and like entice it towards me.
Well, you entice it to opportunity attack.
It can't because I sneak attacked it.
Oh, because of swashbuckler. But does that
Swashbuckler.
does that still apply with the other people there? I suppose.
I don't know how surrounded I am, or
So, as in the other, this innocents are within 5 feet of you, as well as the enemy. I don't know if that interacts.
let me check.
But you know what? For the purposes of this, I'm just going to assume it works. I mean, feel free to look it
During
up.
your
but-
turn, if you make a melee attack against the creature, that creature can't make opportunity attacks against you for your turn.
Okay. Okay. Well then, there we are. You can do that. So
It's-
you've got a
it's
bit
the
more
other
movement if you
one.
want to come further back. You've got like 20 feet more. Well, 15 feet more after the 5.
5 more. I don't want to be too far away that it just attacks them again.
Right.
So I want it to focus on me.
No worries. Well,
Like, I don't want to hit it, run 50 feet away and go, yeah, come and get me. Like, he's not going to go that far. So 5-10 feet, yeah. I'll be about that far away. Hopefully he'll come towards me. Along with the other horde of zombies.
The mother grabs her child, which looks barely like a toddler, like barely able to walk, like over her shoulder, and runs past you, or goes to run past you. The thing swipes at her. It's a 19 on the dice. But Jack, you could just say it missed. Well, I can't because I've got to. This is what happened, and I've just rolled it. You cannot lie about the dice. Okay, so okay, that is some damage.
See, now you just fudge a little bit at their wants.
The mother goes down, but manages
Oh,
to
God.
keeps the child like cushions their fall a bit. And it looks to be like bleeding out on the ground, but the child is alive at this point and in front of you, Seth. Actually, I will allow you, Seth, if you would like to try and grab the baby before it hits the ground with your
Yes,
reaction.
please. If I can use a reaction for that, yes, I will
Yeah.
definitely do that.
He's not completely gone to the dark side.
I'm not gonna let baby die. That's
I'm
different.
gonna say for this, make a sleight of hand check.
He needs a baby to sacrifice to.
Oh yeah, good point. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, good thought.
Good point.
Can't just waste resources like a fresh baby.
It's not every day a baby
Level
literally
of
falls
dark
into your lap.
conversation is this?
Well, you know that whole conversation, women and children first? Maybe this is Seth's insurance policy so we can get inside the tavern. I have a child! Like, has his Titanic moment. Please, I have a child!
You made me freeze up while I was swiping stuff, and now my phone's frozen on the skills part, so I can't see what my modifier is. I've rolled a 12.
Oh,
But I
that's
don't
more
know
than
what my
you're
sleight of
good.
hand
You're
is.
good. You're good. Even with a 12, I
Okay.
I think for the purposes of this, because I know that you've got high dex, that you'll make this.
I've got proficiency in it, so I think it's like +8, but I'm stuck on that page.
Okay,
You
so
have that thing yet where like it's a minimum of 10 anyway?
does
Not me. That's level 9 pure rogue.
because it's his dip into warlock. Ah well. So Seth, do you currently have your shield out?
Yes.
Okay, so you have to put the scimitar away to then grab the baby with your free hand. Yeah. You can do it.
Yep.
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 Hero.
That's fine.
You're a hero now. Whether you like it or not, you're a hero.
Cool. I thought you were gonna say I had to drop the scimitar, and I was like, that's a real choice there.
That would be really hard for you, wouldn't it? That would be awful. Yeah. No. Yes, you're holding the baby. You're left holding the baby, so that the mother falls to the ground, bleeding out, not dead, but not in a good place at all. All right. Oh God, yeah, it needs like a con save. Hang on 1 moment. Okay, yeah, she's alright. Okay. Then the undead. It's then up to them. So the one that just swiped at the mother then busies itself then feasting on the mother in front of you, or trying to. Yeah, she's a goner. That's fade to red there. That gets a bit gory. You're left with the baby, but there are 3 others that are heading in the direction of the tavern. One of them breaks off and heads towards Seth and makes an attack against you as it swipes at you with its claws. As it gets close, Seth, there's an unearthly, just very unpleasant stench wafting from these creatures. You notice it with the one feasting on the corpse as well. It's noxious, an odor. So this one tries to swipe at you with its claw. Does a 16 hit? I don't think it does.
It's a miss.
Bang. Shield up. Protect the baby. Misses. The other 2 are then gonna have to dash towards the tavern. So they are now within 5 feet of you guys. No, sorry. I missed Neris. I missed Neris. Neris will drop a fireball down on use her. I think her last remaining 3rd level slot. Because I think it's time for some damage. Let's go.
See, it's silly. In my mind, Seth's right-handed with just because I am. So when he hits with scimitar. So when he went to go block, I just imagined you throwing the baby there because you used your right hand to block.
Because I'm left-handed. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I was like, "What are you doing, Jack? I've got a shield."
Apologies. Maybe I just assumed Seth was left-handed. Sinistre and all that. Okay, so she drops a fireball, but she has to aim it so that it doesn't hit Seth and the baby, which means it won't hit the 3rd undead either. The other, the one that's bearing down on you. Sorry. The other 3, however. Oh no, sorry. 2. One's eaten the corpse. 1 is attacking you. She can get the other 2 with a fireball. Fortunately, there aren't many innocents in the blast area either. So that's 8 plus. Oh, that's much better. So 25 damage. She does, which takes out 2 of them, even if they could. Oh no, it takes out 1 of them, even if they could make the save. The other one fails the save, and that is just enough to bring them to 0 as well. So 2 of them are then set on fire and collapse to the floor. But there is 1 left, bearing down on Seth, and there's 1 eating the corpse. So there's now 2 where there were once 4. So well done, Neris. I'm not playing with myself, guys. Okay, you're in the game as well. Just
Phrasing.
Yes, apologies. That's a spell slot for Neris gone. Okay, and then so there's just the 2 around Seth. It's back to Malar again.
How close? How close are we to getting these people in the thing? How many are left?
Okay, the last of them are just making their way in now, so you are effectively free. Just the baby and Seth that are a bit further away. They're about 30 feet from you.
I will get up to the door and I will be manning the door for Seth to come over. Oh, Mr. Seth, hurry up! And again, I'm just holding that channel divinity if they all start to close in. I'm waiting for Seth.
Yep.
That is my turn.
The dragonborn that's with you, that cocks their fists, ready to go, runs up to Seth and goes to throw a punch onto the undead bearing down on you. Oh, the smell is something horrible. First punch misses. Second punch, well, there we go. That'll hit.
Excuse me.
And causes 10 points of damage to that one, and also throws on a stunning strike. Oh, natural 20. That's absurd.
Ooh.
The creature is still ready to attack, so she'll then bonus action, flurry of blows, hit this thing again. Nope, missed. And the final one does hit for apologies. For another 6 damage. And then a con save. Oh. There we go. Then the creature that clocks the creature right across the jaw, and it seems to stagger. It is currently stunned, and she looks at you, Seth, looks at the baby and says, "Let's move," and goes to head back because she's got a bit more movement than you. She turns around, heads back in that direction towards the tavern. All right, so now Seth, it's your turn.
I'm going to use fuck off and run with everything I've got into the tavern.
Oh yes, that's the fuck off ability. It's a great ability. So level 1.
Rogues have too many abilities. This is just.
It was in Jack's Cauldron of Everything. So you okay, yeah, you can run off with the baby. You can get into the building. Yeah, with your if you move and then use a dash for either your bonus action or your action, you'll be inside.
I'm using both of them. Even if I have to, I am running in there.
Yep, you're in. Leo Bryn,
Getting inside. Yeah, just
get inside.
I don't get weird super action, so yes, I'm moving as much as I can.
Okay, so in which case, Neris also will head inside.
It depends how many moves it takes to get inside.
For you, Leoben, it's not even going to take you full movement to get inside.
I'll chuck off a pew pew then.
Yeah, chuck off a pew.
As suggested by James.
Chuck off a pew pew. Go for it.
17 to hit.
Cool. Is this on the stunned one or the one feasting on the corpse?
The corpse one?
I mean, that hits.
Okay. 8 damage.
1 hit point
boop
left.
It back.
But you boop it back from the corpse. 1 hit point left.
I should kill it. Okay.
Avenge
16.
the mother.
16 to hit.
Hits.
7 is more than 1.
Avenge the mother. Yes, with that last blast, push the flesh from its skull, and it collapses to the ground as the light of undeath disappears from it.
Adopted draconic child about this story.
No, that's not.
I've only just seen in the chat about babies bouncing.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Oh dear. Okay, yes. So you avenged that one, and that was actually really smart because the other one is stunned. So that means that now you have a moment, Malar, to hold the door for the Dragonborn, with the monk-like abilities, who then dashes inside, and you can close the door. And she goes, "There's bars. Grab the bars. Just the wooden bar is next to the." And yeah, you can start barricading the door.
Yep.
And for that, make an athletics check, please, Mala.
Okay. Athletics. I have those skills. I'm pretty sure I have those skills. Skills. Yeah, okay. Just the. Oh! 21. Yeah, 21.
21?
No, 22, sorry.
Okay, with that, you put the bars across the door, but just to be extra security, you push yourself against the door, and, expecting more undead to show up. You are going to hold the door for now, and it also would then give people inside some time to grab other stuff, other heavy items they can put against the door. That is the immediate threat taken care of. You know there are undead approaching, but now it is the people inside are frantically just barricading themselves in. Some are chatting in an anxious manner. Like it's the same energy as it is with excitement, but this is pure anxiety and panic, on the people, as fright, as you would expect in this kind of situation. They're kind of looking around, trying to ascertain what to do next. But while this hubbub is happening, the dragonborn, who was until recently was the barkeeper, then sort of turns to you and goes, "Thanks. We're gonna have to let the commander know about this."
Let everyone know about this.
In answer to your question, Dan, no, you haven't met this one before.
Right, okay.
And sorry,
Yeah.
James, was that in character? I wasn't sure.
Yes, let everyone know about this. There's fucking zombies in the street. It's not.
Yeah, sure, but the commander will know what to do, and he can tell the rest of the agents to lock down their locations so that we can keep the people safe. We also need to check in on the king as well, so he needs to know to protect the king. That's priority one. Oh, turns to everyone else. I'm Roxley Day of the Enforcers. I'm a detective of the Enforcers. Sup, Loralis.
Roxley.
Oh, no, sorry. Sup, Docs. No, Docs isn't there. No, ignore that. What am I talking about? It's been a long day.
Sup, random citizen.
Sup. Sup, pit champions is what she says, and that is canon now.
How many weapons do you have here?
Most of the weapons are kept outside, but we've got a few small arms under the bar.
Get whatever weapons you've got. Do you have any ranged weapons?
Yeah, a couple of crossbows.
Get them. Get every bolt that you've got.
We can put them. There's a couple of windows on the first floor in the rooms. We could, take some shots from there, maybe.
Is there an upstairs where we can get a vantage point to attack them?
There is, because it's the tavern that you stayed in. So there is an upstairs.
Get whichever men aren't freaking out. Get them some crossbows. Get them upstairs to take some covering fire from upstairs. And does anyone can anyone help a baby?
Yes, there are some dragonborn sort of step forward and offer to take the baby.
Thank you.
Okay.
Hi, baby. I think his name was Leo.
You seem to know how to handle yourself. I'll leave you in charge of the crossbows. The crossbowmen on the first floor. I'll let you deal with that. For now, I need to talk to the commander, and then I will get back to you. But I like your thinking. Do that. You're welcome to go behind the bar. She just offers the bar, and then goes to one side, and she's putting a finger in her ear. You can see, probably using a comm rock like you've seen before, and starts talking.
Mala, you know everything. What's happening? Why are there undead in the street? This is your area of expertise.
No, Mr. Seth, I have no idea, but we should speak to that person there and see if they had a better idea of how they were going to get to the king, if there was a tunnel or something. But also, I don't think those men upstairs are doing this. There's far too many undead. We need to bring the hammer down. We need something big, like a god strike or something.
I can do big.
Okay.
Neris looks, sure of herself.
And we just fought stuff. Can you do many bigs? What have you got left?
Not many, but I think I got energy enough for. I got maybe one big one left in me, maybe a couple of small ones. Depends what kind of thing you're after.
You save them and go. You go upstairs with the crossbows. Give out some covering fire on. Try and take out anything you can before they.
Ooh, I can use that bow we found. She pulls out the binding bow, that elven bow.
Oh yeah, you actually do. Yeah. What's the barricades downstairs look like? We've barricaded the door. Like, is it secure? Are the windows just closed?
The windows mostly have tables in front. They had shutters, but they've kind of been disregarded, and tables have been pushed in front of them. The door has not only has a couple of thick wooden bars across it, but it also has a malar leaning against it currently.
Okay. I'm going to turn around to the bar, and I'm just going to say to everyone, who here can take up arms?
Most of the people seem to look at you quizzically. It seems that not all of them speak
It's
common.
fucking dragonborn. Neris, stand on a table, do shit. Ask them who can take up arms.
Okay, you can make a persuasion check against Neris to see if you can convince her to do that.
It's not that easy to roll a natural 20. Oh, 17, shit.
17 in total.
Plus my persuasion.
Oh.
24.
Okay. Neris, after enthusiastically looking at the bow, rolls her eyes and goes, fine, and then stands up on the bar and translates what you're saying. A few, somewhat unsure of themselves, dragonborn step forward.
I'm going to start to take out my small personal arsenal of swords, daggers, crossbows, and a whip.
Yes, you
I
have.
don't think I've ever used that. Yeah, and a rapier. And I'm going to tell Neris they're to stand near the doors. If anything starts coming through, stab the shit out of it.
Through translation, they agree to do that. And
I keep one dagger.
Okay,
I'm not giving away everything.
You can keep a. I mean, there's only a few of them stepping forward, so enough to outfit 3 of them, and then you can keep the rest of the weapons.
Okay, good.
Except for Roxley Day, the Dragonborn agent who will take one of your daggers. Just goes, I'm keeping this.
Yep, that's fine. It's for the greater good.
All right. Meanwhile, Dox and Brucon have you've got to the Black Sector and you've got to Terek's safe house.
Storm in. Where's Terek's?
The door is locked, so you don't bump into it and bounce off of it. Much like a baby bounces off of everything. No. But it bounces off the door. It is locked, but the noise is enough to you hear a noise from within. Who is it?
It's Dox.
What's going on?
Quickly grab all the forces. We need to help everybody.
What's happened? Why? What's happening? And then he looks out. Oh shit. Okay, sure. We'll tell the commander first. And he looks across to the prison building where he was, on guard duty before.
Mm-hmm.
You remember you met him there. We got to speak to Nether Xerox. He's the head of the militia. We got to tell him immediately.
Yep.
All right, let's go. Barukon goes, and I'm also here, and I'll have you. And then you've already left. He's like, oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
we've already gone.
Yeah. Okay. I'm coming. Just zips up to you, and as I was saying, I think this is this would be a good form of attack. Perhaps we should perform a defensive perimeter around the section, or go back to the bronzology, or Docs, you know this place better than most. Where would you suggest we our next move is after speaking to Mr. Xerox?
Well, knowing where probably most of the dead people are going to be coming from, you'd want to put a perimeter around the gold sector. And you want to like push everybody back into the gold sector if you can, or you'll also have a bit on the, because I watched recently, right?
Oh.
I watched recently. Answers with Joe, and he was talking about how many like dead people actually end up like being underwater. So the Watergate would also be very good.
Shame on you.
So, answers with Joe on that one.
And Tarek's like,
yeah.
Tarek likes your thinking.
Mhm.
Good
yeah,
to see you back, Docs.
I never really left.
Oh, Tarek remembers, of course. And you make your way to the prison. You can see that some guards have already been mobilized, and there's like the tents in the black sector are abuzz with activity of people arming themselves. Because you see more of these bronze lockers, for lack of a better word, sort of dotted across the streets and stuff, which people are helping themselves to. It seems that these were magically all activated at once as a kind of an alarm system, so they're aware that something's going on. The commander himself, sorry, not the commander, the militia head, the Lord General, as you would know him, Lord General Xerox, is in one of these, the largest, of course, of the tents, surrounded by some of his associated captains, all in their splendid armor, but him in the best of all armor, of course, although not as showy as for instance the Royal Guard would have with their polished bronze armor. His looks beaten, like it's seen some action, but nonetheless formidable plate armor. He has many black scales across his face and down his arms as well, or bits of his arms and hands that you can see below the armor anyway, and some piercing red eyes. Sees Tarek approaching. Obviously Tarek is still in his guard uniform, so he doesn't sort of suspect anything from him, but seeing a dwarf in tow with you two, and nonetheless also one of the pit champions at that, catches his attention. It turns to the three of you, says, "What seems to be going on here?"
Dead people are walking around and attacking your citizens.
Where did they come from?
I'd assume the gold sector where the graveyard is.
They're from inside the city. They're not from outside. Right. Okay. Fine. We want the men making a perimeter around the gold sector. Get them down there as quickly as you can. We need. What sort of numbers are we talking here? And he looks back at the rest of you.
Hordes.
Yes, as far as I can tell, hundreds pouring out of all of the different spaces. He gets cut off by the Lord General. Fine. We need to get everyone down in that direction as quickly as possible. And turns to his captain, starts advising them. Thank you. Any news? Any word? Has anyone seen the king? Anything from the palace? No, I don't.
It's just like,
looks up. No.
I've not been allowed in the palace, so how would I know?
Well, the king has his own guard. I will be seeing to the people and to the city, make sure it doesn't fall. Right. Okay. And he instructs his captains and starts readying his own equipment as well. There's a retainer that sort of starts outfitting him with a shield and a formidable looking morning star. And tells the rest of you, and what will you be doing? You pit champion. Where are the rest of yours? What will be your plan? And Brucon's like, these two fine people are escorting me, and we have our own problems to deal with in the bronze sector, which appears to have been compromised. So perhaps we will looking to Loralis for confirmation of this and agreement of this. Be heading in that direction.
I left the pit champions, like guarding as many civilians as possible, but there's only 4 of them, 5 of them, against a horde.
5 pit champions is still a formidable, comparable to a small army, but I will not interfere. I have enough to deal with. Very well. And he nods and immediately starts barking orders in Draconic to some of the nearby soldiers. They start gathering into ranks, and it seems they're forming up to head towards the gold sector. You do, however, Docs, you can make a perception check to see if you can glean anything else from that, what he's saying.
Yes. Dirty 20.
Ooh, with a dirty 20, you pick up that he's barking orders to basically post soldiers into various sections of the gold sector. But from what you gather, he's also instructing a smaller contingent to start closing in on the bronze sector as well. That might need securing also.
Amazing. Yeah, because otherwise she was going to be like, excuse me, you people.
No mention of the Watergate in his chat though.
No, he hasn't watched Answers with Joe.
Evidently not. He just hasn't got time to watch TV apparently.
On YouTube and Nebula.
Nebula, nice one. I like that one. I've considered joining Nebula myself.
It's very good. Anyway,
we're not sponsored by Nebula, but Nebula, if you're watching, you want to sponsor.
Just
you go
a recent
ahead.
discovery of mine. Anyway,
the views of
Shameless
Jess.
plug.
Sorry, yeah.
Shameless
Just
plug.
on the nose. Yeah. Yes, the views expressed by Jess do not necessarily reflect the views of Slice and Dice. This is an individual view, and other streaming brands are available, as you will.
So yeah, she's gonna turn to the Lord General and be like, "Can I take your squadron going to the Bronze sector?"
Go to the Bronze Age. How dare you? Take them with you, you're asking. Makes you they are heading in that direction anyway. If you wish to go with them, that is your call.
Yeah, okay then, we'll go with them then.
Very well. And yeah, it seems he's been mounting up the forces to head towards the gold sector. You do also with a dirty 20, as well as hearing about the bronze sector. It seems that he's going to send runners to the blue sector to instruct their wyvern riders to form up, because this is a full city offensive. So let's mobilize everyone. All right. Okay, cool. So you guys, you can head with the squad. Terek, however, does try and take himself to one side so that he can use the comrock to communicate with the commander. As he goes to do this, though, Brucon plugs in with his own comrock, the one that was gifted to the party, and also goes to speak to the commander. And informing him of the situation. So now all parties, so those of you at the inn and those of you in the group with Docs, which in this case will just be Jess, who are here tonight, but everyone will then be made aware through their various people with comrocks that the commander's instructions at this point are for everyone to hunker down in their safe houses, secure what area they can, and await further instructions. The palace is currently intact. Field is still holding. The anti-magic field is holding. the palace is currently secure, but the gate to the palace has been barred at this point.
Cool.
So, sorry, go ahead.
No.
Oh, no. Yes. All right. Dox and Brucon, along with Terek and the squad, you're going to be approaching the bronze sector from the northeast. And as you start making your way through there, you can see that there are still a few stragglers, a few pockets of people that are resisting. The people who are fleeing mostly have cleared the streets at this point and are either in their own houses, or dead on the floor, or else are out of sight. There are, like I said, small pockets of resistance of individuals who have taken up weapons from the weapons lockers and are trying to fight back against the undead. Again, some more successful than others, but for the most part, they're either struggling with undead or they've succumbed to the horde. That's kind of the two options at this point as you guys enter. Yourself and Brucon will, I would say, because of the amount of trips you've done already, you not only know the direction of Bronze Allergy, but you can just about pick out that building in the landscape ahead of you. It's you, with your knowledge and background in Hurthir, would know a quick back route to Bronze Allergy, and I believe that when in one of your first sessions you were climbing around on the first floor and on the roof, so you know that area of the inn quite well as well. So if you know that, provided not all the barrels and crates have been removed from out the back, you could actually clamber up the rear entrance effectively of the tavern and make your way in through one of the windows on the first floor should you choose to. No guarantees that there aren't undead around there as well, but there's certainly going to be more out the front in the main thoroughfare than there would be in the alley.
So she's at two minds as to what to do, whether or not to attack them from the rear or from the side, I guess, coming from where they are, or like at least climb the buildings to get a vantage point, I guess, to see actually what where the bulk of the undead are.
Cool.
I think that one.
Sure. Okay. You can try to climb up if you'd like. Sure.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, for this, let's say you can make an athletics or acrobatics check to try and clamber up.
Let's go athletics.
Okay.
With an actual one.
Oh
no.
Boy. Okay, so Dox, Loralis, other names are available. The artist formerly known as Dox. You can climb. You start climbing up onto one low building and scuttle across the roof of there without incident. Brucon follows you. He just hops nimbly up because monk key point powers. Step of the wind aids him in this endeavour. You then go to get to the next building. You have to jump across a street, but you'd have to use basically what looks like a market stall and sort of run across the roof of that to as a halfway point because it's too far to get over the street. You jump into it and then it can't sustain your weight and it collapses underneath you. You take 3 points of falling damage as splinters of wood and you crash through the stall. This also draws the attention of about half a dozen zombies in the immediate vicinity, dragonborn zombies, which turn around and start moving in your direction. I would say you have one turn to do something to get out of there before they would bear down on you. What would you like to do?
Yeah, climb back up the bloody building.
Then Brucon offers his hand to you, like come on, up here. So this is back to the building that you were on before, rather than going ahead, right?
No, as in like trying to get, isn't? Huh?
Sorry, going
So
back
the
to
one-
Brucon or ahead to the building you were trying to get to?
The building I was trying to get to.
Oh, in which case Brucon will not be able to assist you, so you can make an athletics check to try and clamber up.
18.
Okay, 18 is enough. So yeah, you clamber up onto the building, barely escaping from the zombies below that are now just trying to reach up hopelessly. They're sort of rotting, what was once dragonborn faces, looking soullessly up at you.
Mhm.
Brucon is then going to burn a key point, and he's going to run and jump and make the full jump because monks, you know what Brucon's like. Gets across the building, the gap without a problem to join you. Says, that was a close one. Right. I think it's not too far from here. Are you sure you're okay to continue?
Yes.
Right, this way. And sort of goes for the next building. You can start clambering across. If it wasn't for the fact that this is a life or death situation, it would be in some way reminiscent, at least in my mind's eye, of going through a soft play centre. Like, it's just, lots of things to clamber around and maneuver around, gaps to squeeze through, all that kind of thing, as you sort of traverse almost in a parkour manner over to the tavern. So, Seth, the people that you posted were on the ground floor to cover the windows and stuff which zombies could get in, right? That was the plan. You've only got Neris going upstairs, right?
I gave melee weapons to volunteers for the downstairs, and then the other guy went to go get the crossbow weapons and people to go upstairs, and
Right.
Neris with them to give firebolt and arrow cover.
That makes sense. So Neris is leading the archers on the first floor. Leobrin and Malar, what are you guys going to be doing at this point? While these people are preparing themselves around the building. Obviously, Malar, you're leaning against the door, and I assume over the course of the next few minutes, more. I assume. I'm telling you, more items will be placed up against the door to secure that. So you are free to do other things if you need to.
I have a quick something I can do.
Yeah.
This is what we call a captive audience. They're not going anywhere.
Oh dear God!
So
dear gods!
No.
Just wants to put on, just a little, Oh, now have you heard of the blessed light of the eight? Just a little, in times like this, we should really look to the heavens and look to our gods to support it. Let's just have a quick prayer, shall we?
Now,
just a little bit. Just trying to soothe tensions.
A softly approach. Nevertheless, they don't speak common for the most part, and equally, they are, as you know, the state religion here is following the dragon gods, the 7, not the 8. So you can make a persuasion check or a religion check, but it will be at disadvantage.
I think I'm going to go with religion because with a disadvantage, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. That's a cock die. Okay, this is fine. This is 21 again.
Wow. Okay, so so those that do speak common are not reacting with disgust at your talking of the 8 and preaching at this moment. Some actually are taking comfort from your soothing tones. Even those who don't speak common are appreciating the dulcet tones of the Loxodon. There are some, however, which Roxley Day will point out to you, are muttering prayers to the 7, even as you've been speaking. But yes, the people are not discomforted by your, surprisingly, by your attempt to not indoctrination, just
Ostracizing.
just a little bit of evangelizing, just a little bit. Yeah.
That's all. If I've calmed some tensions down, that's great. I'll take it.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, it's not like using the calm emotions spell, but you have calmed things to an extent. Leobrin, what do you would like to do during this moment? There is a weird beeping noise going on.
Yeah,
Like a
there
drum.
is.
Tippy tapping
James, are you-
going from Seth. From
James, are you tapping on your phone?
He's muted. He's muted now, anyway. Oh no, he's not. Hello?
Sorry, can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you just tapping or
Smooth.
something?
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't. I'm trying to reconnect to my thing because for some reason, even though my headphones are connected, it keeps coming out my phone.
Oh,
So
okay.
what you were hearing was my phone unmuted. and tapping. Sorry about that.
No worries at all. Just make
my
sure
bad.
everything's okay. No problem. All right. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yes.
Leobrin.
So, is there I forget. There's a second story in this pub?
Yes.
With I want to basically go up, look out a window, so I can see the surroundings.
Yeah. You can do that. Neris is up there as well, with some of the archers.
Is the area still got just regular folk running around, or is it all zombies out there now? Have people still just wandering the streets?
Make a perception check.
Make a perception check. Of course you'd do that.
I'll be right back. 1 moment.
Okay. You know
It's
what?
all gone a bit Shaun of the Dead, isn't it?
It's very Shaun of the Dead. We're doing the whole trilogy. We even made some greater good
It's getting far too
references.
gloomy. Sorry.
Yeah. We're doing Shaun of the Dead references. We're doing Hot Fuzz references.
Go
I am going
go
to
up the
use my
ladder of the
inspiration. I'm
Okay.
going to use my inspiration to roll twice. So, the first one is 11, and the second one is a 12 or a 17. I think it's a 12, finally. Is there a 17? It's more obvious there. Yes, okay. 12 plus 0 is
12.
12.
Okay, so which Shaun of the Dead moment were you thinking of? Because I can think of at least 2.
Oh no, just in general the situation we've all holed up in the Winchester waiting for this blow over.
Good point.
We've had classic zombie moments generally from Shaun of the Dead. We've also done a lot of for the greater good from Steph.
Greater good.
That's Hot Fuzz though. Just gotta wait for World's End references.
Still in a pub.
12.
12 with a 12.
Look out
you,
for the 12.
With the 12, you kind of you start peering through some of the windows, and the first window you look out of, you can see like a bare bit of street. There are some corpses on it and so on, but there doesn't seem to be anything moving. And for a moment, you think to yourself, "Oh, I don't see any. Maybe it's not as bad as all that." And then you look to the left. Oh no, wait, there they are, and there's just a load of them.
Always look left, right, and left again before you.
That's it. It's across the street. But you can see there's still quite a few zombies. There are not that you're getting more sounds than sight of any resistance.
Okay.
And it is getting dark out now as well. You would observe at this time that it's dusk.
Cool. Well, as long as there is no one within sight that's not a zombie.
Apologies, it's night. Sorry, yes, it's already
night.
been dusk. Yeah, it's night at this point.
If that happens, I will cast plant growth just on the street below, so it's as much out from the pub as possible, so that any terrain that is having to be crossed by zombies to get to the pub, they must spend 4 foot of movement for every 1 foot they move.
I like it. If you like, in addition to that, some of the thorns and vines, brambles that you summon with the plant growth can also block up the windows and obscure the doors and windows more as well. Like it can grow in height quite a bit, so they can climb up the side of the building.
I will take it.
You're welcome. But yes, yes, as you say, the desired effect out from the pub now, sort of into the streets, all these roots and vines and brambles and so on, to restrict movement. And you see that there are even when you summon it, that there are a couple of the undead in this in the vicinity who immediately are then sort of tangled up in what's going on.
Can't do the modern day barbed wire protection against zombies, but I can do the fantasy plant wire against zombies.
It's pretty similar. Like, it's just druid
Just
friendly.
stayed confident with that rather than just stumbling on the last few words. Plant wire
It's
against
the
zombies.
druid friendly barbed wire.
Yeah.
No metal to be seen here. No, that's perfect. You can do that. 12 would not be enough at this point to spot the our two friends going across the rooftops.
I thought you were going to say, would not be enough to spot the people you just trapped in.
We're not going to spot these lone survivors that are now cocooned.
We're trying to run from zombies and are now stuck moving forward.
No, getting eaten.
Whoa.
Oh dear, not good. Well done. No, good job. That was awesome. Neris is then taking the watch with our archers. She's the only one that, of course, that has the dark vision. Leobrin does too, but the archers are mostly dragonborn who are not so good at seeing in the dark. There's one lizard folk who could see a bit better, but there's nothing really to shoot at from their current position. However, sometime later, probably actually, Dux, Loralis, what is your armor class?
It is. Oh, hold on. That doesn't look right.
Because I've rolled a 17.
Hold on.
Oh, sorry, no, 18.
It probably isn't that high, but I feel like there's something missing. Nope, it's all equipped. Okay, yeah, 14.
Oh God. Okay, so when you can see that there are lights on, and there is a glow about the inn. There are people inside. The windows are a bit shadowy though on the first floor, and the bottom floor is completely obscured by plants at this point. From one of those windows, a crossbow bolt flies out and strikes you for 4 damage.
Fabulous.
Oh, but wait, there's more. You have a monk next to you who has deflect missiles. So it goes to hit you, and then Brucon reaction deflect missiles grabs it.
Okay. I'll just pop that back up then.
Sorry, I realised a little too late that there is in fact a monk with you. My goodness, are you okay? Who was the? And looks up. Excuse me, we're not. Hello, we're not zombies. Is everyone? Brucon here. Hello. Malar, Seth, Neris, Leobrin. Hello.
Hello.
Leobrin, yes, you would hear.
Hello. What are you doing up there? I mean, good shout. Actually, I've just covered the entire area in vines.
He looks at Docs. Do you want to tell him or should I?
Tell him what?
What are we doing up here?
Oh, I mean, I don't have a comm, so.
I'm
yes.
yelling.
I mean, in fairness, he is shouting. He's not using the comm. He goes, never mind. Well, I don't know if you noticed, Leobrin, but there are a lot of zombies in the streets, and we were trying to get back to the tavern. We sounded the alarm with the Lord General. Yes, the head of the militia.
Good. Well, keep on coming.
Okay. Right.
They won't shoot. They won't shoot at you anymore. Good.
Okay. Good.
You're good. Good.
Neris translates into Draconic and slaps one of them across the head. What are you doing? All right. So yes, without much fuss, I would say. No need for checks here. Docs and Brucon can clamber up to the inn and through one of the windows. The window did take some damage in this whole affair because it's not meant to be opened, but probably was worth it.
When we were up there, did I get the where the spread of all the undead are?
Yes. And I'll say actually yes. To see how much information you get, you can make one more perception check.
Mm-hmm. 16.
Okay, with the 16, there's a congregation out the front of the inn,
Mhm.
some of which have been tangled up in the roots and such. Others are moving through it, albeit slowly, and sort of trying the doors and the windows around the tavern. But it seemed that there were more still that had dispersed and was spreading throughout other sections. Sorry, other parts of the bronze sector.
Mhm.
More still in the main streets. So that the bronze sector has a main street on two sides of it, and then it's walls on the other
Yeah.
two. So, there's quite a spread of zombies. Again, the majority of them seem to be coming from the gold sector and spreading into other sectors. So, round the pit as well, there were quite a few on your way through, and even the black sector, when you guys were leaving, was starting to see some of the faster feral undead.
Okay.
But yes, the bronze sector, it seems they are concentrating mostly on the tavern. There's a few around the soup kitchen as well. It seems that there's some people that hold up there too.
Yeah. Cool. So when we've gone in, I'd probably want to be like, we can't stay here. There's going to be more people who need our help.
Oh, sorry, Marshall, I didn't hear that. I think you're muted.
Yeah,
No, you're not.
that makes sense. Right.
Brilliant.
Helps. You looked very animated.
Yes, good. Right. Well, I have just sort of covered the outside area with vines, so we'll probably have to go across the rooftops again if everyone's okay with that.
One day you're going to cast that spell, and it is not going to get in our way.
That's wonderful, Seth, but today is not that day.
Yeah, not today.
It like pats you on the shoulder. It's like, so let's get your roof jumping boots on. Yeah, I suppose I could. I could cast Blight outside, but that would kind of use both of my spell slots and clear the area for zombies to keep coming in.
And give like an immediate path to the entrance.
Yes, exactly. So let's go out the window and onto the roofs and
Yeah, I mean, what's the first? You've been
Dan, you're muted.
You've been broken by ceilings, walls. Let's go for a floor now.
Yes.
Now, before we run off, where are we going?
To the roof.
Docks.
So there's the soup kitchen, and there's just people running around trying to find cover.
There. We're going there.
Very well.
The commander has told me to secure the safe house here. I can keep the people here safe if you guys want to go on your own.
Yes, no, that's fine. The door is covered in vines, so I think you're good here.
Dope.
And if not, you've got a very powerful sorceress who might be able to help you. And she speaks Draconic.
Fine, yeah, you guys, I'll stay here. That's fine.
Now, I say this completely out of character because we're leaving her because Marta's not able to play. Do not take this as an excuse to kidnap her for a third time.
Okay. I'll try.
We
Try
wouldn't
not to
split-
kidnap them.
Okay.
We wouldn't split the party, but do not kidnap her because Marta's not here.
No, I only kidnap Marta's characters when Marta is actually here to witness a character being
Swear,
kidnapped. Obviously.
swear it on Marshall's dice.
No. I mean, it seems unlikely, put it that way, that you would get kidnapped in this scenario because all the entrances are barred up for one thing, apart from.
Okay.
the first
Also,
floor.
how did zombies do kidnaps?
I don't know.
Neris
I don't know.
would just die.
We're not here to see
They
it.
they
We're
have
not here
run
to
and
see it
eat
happen.
as brain cells.
Yeah. Yeah,
We're
Jack's
not
just
here
gonna
to
kill.
see it.
Jack's just gonna kill Neris off screen, not kidnap
That's
her.
fine. That's completely fine. But he can't kidnap her off screen because
I mean,
we wouldn't split the party. If
It
she
seems
was
the
here.
cruelest things that have happened to Neris have happened in a session like with Marta playing Neris, and like that's not a commentary saying I was just punishing Marta or anything like that. That's just what happened. Like I'll try my best not for that to happen, but decisions have consequences.
Jack, let's think back to her very first ever role. All you've done is
Yeah,
punish her
that was a
since
natural
that
one,
wonderful
wasn't it?
fail. Yeah.
God.
Cool. I
Yeah.
just wanted to check that that it was safe to leave her in that sense. Cool.
As far as you're aware, it's
We'll
safe to leave
leave-
it. I'm sorry I have to use ambiguous language, but this is the role of the game master. as far as you can tell, she's not going to get kidnapped.
That's fine. Cool. Neris, you stay here. Protect the people and yourself.
Fine.
We're gonna go run across some rooftop.
Doubt. Yeah. You're gonna run across the rooftops. All right. Cool. So the plan is to head to the soup kitchen and liberate them. Out of interest, once you've suppose you get there and clear the zombies from there, then what?
Huh, that's such never a good thing when your DM says, "Suppose you actually get there."
We
Then
get like we just help people. It's it's like
Are we just going to help people?
No, I mean, are
Yeah.
you
Well, we
gonna?
had
Sorry,
a
I
plan.
mean, are
Haven't
you
done-
gonna? Is it more a case of like, oh, come with us back to the tavern? There's room for everyone, or is it, let's help you fortify your current position? I guess
I
it
thought
depends
we
on the
had a-
scenario.
Option, yeah, probably option two.
Probably
unless we
option
take them
two,
across the
like-
rooftops.
yeah.
I was having headphone problems. I thought we were going there because that was like the cause of it, and I was like, the evil soup kitchen.
No, there's no reason for us to go here whatsoever, really, other than being heroes.
Lives, yeah.
Let's go do it.
Yeah.
I've saved
I'm-
the baby. We've met our quota.
I am super interested for myself and Malar to be jumping roof to roof. I think it's going to go great.
Right,
We
yeah,
can
I'm
still
looking forward to
include. We can still include the rooftop bit because we need a way out because somehow some vines grew in front of the doors. But shouldn't there be a different end goal?
The soup kitchen isn't too far for you guys. Admittedly, it's a bit further down the street from the tavern, so you could, by your judging, you could sort of get most of the way there across the rooftops, but then you'd have to cross the street, the main street, to actually get to the entrance. Yeah, I probably wouldn't recommend leaping down because that's going to end badly. It's a bit of a drop.
Should we try and find the source of this? What's causing it? Like, is this attack against the palace or is this the red mages? Shit, is Damon still in his cell? Ah, fuck him.
Oh,
my
Brucon
familiar's
would use this moment to pass on the note that was found at the tavern in the dock sector. It said that Ushtag would rise
What
again.
is the note? Ah, yeah.
Intriconic.
That's the red mages. Would they be going for Damon in his cell?
Oh, I hadn't thought of that. Quite possibly. That would make sense, wouldn't it?
Because Damon was trying to get to the underground, where the creature that has the anti-magic field is, so they can get the dagger.
Yeah.
The zombie apocalypse would help them to escape. And
The creature.
should we get to the?
the creature that maintains the anti-magic field? Did
Yeah.
you say?
Yes.
So the
We know
red.
that.
So what I think that's definitely been. I think that's either been told explicitly, or it's certainly you could join those dots together from the information you've been given. Yeah, no, Seth has been told explicitly by his.
I know I've been
contact.
told. I'm now
Yes.
afraid that I've given information that everyone didn't know. But we knew there was we knew there was a creature that did it.
Yeah.
We got told about that in 2021.
Right. So if there are red mages, do you think they'll be headed there?
That's their goal, isn't it? They're working with the Kobold Kingdom to.
That's a point. The Kobold Kingdom, they're underground, aren't they? Surely they might have an issue with these zombies also.
They have an issue or the calls. And did you say the palace is blocked? Like we can't get in?
There's
Yes.
a back entrance.
Yes, there is a back entrance. There's a what? Looks like Dark's. I'm sorry, back entrance.
Do you not know?
I don't. Well, I remember them saying. I remember the king told us that there was an entrance, but that would be sealed while the anti-magic field was up, and if the anti-magic field were to be dropped, then that entrance would be opened, in case of an emergency or something.
Is this not an emergency?
It is enough of an emergency that they would drop the anti-magic field. I suppose if the palace was overrun, then yes.
Okay.
I must be misremembering then.
No, I think you're onto something. I think there is a back entrance.
Let's
It just might be
let's go to
connected
the back
to the
entrance.
anti-magic field, possibly. There might be. There.
If they've created this this zombie apocalypse to, get them to drop the anti-magic field to get out of their safe, we can take the back entrance, get in, find/kill Damon on the way. If he's out of his cell, we kill him. If he's in his cell, we kill him for good measure.
Either way, if we get the, we can at the very least protect it.
Yeah. No one starts an apocalypse in a city without aiming for whoever's in charge.
Guys, if we're going to be going up against red mages, I need a rest.
Long rest?
I could maybe a sleep to
I mean,
get our
this place
spells
is-
back.
This place is secure. Should we leave in the morning?
Yeah.
Kitchen?
Shouldn't we maybe secure the soup kitchen first, and then maybe rest once we've helped all the people we can? Docs.
What time of day is it?
It's night. It's evening.
What time of the evening is it?
Well, you don't have a point of reference.
It's about.
I've just been outside. I've just been outside.
Yeah, so
Judging by
it's
star
dark.
positions,
It's
about
let's
11:17.
Let's say it's, I don't know, roughly sort of 9 to 10 p.m., roughly that kind of feel.
Okay.
9:42.
It's about this time
Right.
in game.
Yeah, so it's many hours before daytime, so anything can happen to anybody outside.
Okay, we'll go secure the soup kitchen, hold up there, get our strength back, and make a move to the palace secret entrance when we've got some strength.
We can have soup for strength.
I have heard they're related.
It's not quite
So,
the brew that
plan-
I've been making my life's work to look for, but soup does have its benefits. Says Brucon.
Let's roll then.
All right, so you all going to climb out onto the roof. I think with Docs knowing the
The
layout
start of
as she
every good
does,
plan.
means I will allow you advantage on your checks together, traversing towards the soup kitchen. So you may make athletics or acrobatics checks. That's entirely up to you, which one you choose.
Okay. Was this a group check? Or
So you can all check individually with advantage, and then if enough people fail, the group fails. If not, they succeed.
Ooh.
21.
Nice. That's a success. Success for Brucon as well.
Hang on, mine was crap.
Uh,
9 plus. What was it? Acrobatics or athletics?
Yep.
Okay, I rolled a 9, so 19.
19. Leobrin.
I forgot I had proficiency in it.
18.
18. Very nice. And Malar.
13.
Hey! Everyone got above a 10. That's nice. Okay, so you get in a short space of time, you make it across to opposite the soup kitchen. At this point, you would have to descend down to the street to then get across to the soup kitchen. It does not appear, even with your passive perceptions, it does not appear to be filled with zombies in the soup kitchen or in the street in front of it. There's the odd one or two roaming around, but there are actually, to be fair, there are a handful outside of the soup kitchen trying to get inside around the door, but other than that, there are a couple of wandering that are not paying attention to you or the area.
She's going to turn to Mala and be like, "Could you get rid of them in one go?"
Oh, I mean, I could try. Yeah, yes, and then that would be yes. Yep.
That's the most confident stammering I've ever heard from him. He can do this. This is his jam.
Yeah. No, Malar can. It's just it's resource management at this point.
Do you want the person who recovers spells on a short rest too?
I get this on a short rest.
Okay.
Yeah. So don't worry about it. I've got this one. Yeah.
Leobrin on
So,
backup just
Malar's-
in case.
Yeah.
We've seen clear out undeads before.
Limbers up. Malar limbers up as he descends down from the building. Is he going alone,
Before
or are
he
you
does
guys
stuff,
going with him?
No, can we descend as well? I didn't want to start a combat if he fails with us all up in the building just cheering him on.
Agreed.
You can do it!
We just start watching the weirdest Fight Club, Malar versus all the zombies. You got it, man.
Probably turned into a scene from like Dawn of the Dead where they're hopelessly stuck on top of the
Yeah.
shopping mall watching
Yeah.
the one person doing their thing.
Thoughts and prayers. This work for you, right?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Actual currency for me. So
You've got at least 4 likes. You can do it.
I'm going to do this for the hits. Do it for the gram. Okay. Yes. So you guys descend down with him, making sure he's covered, and then Malar, when you get within range of the 5 zombies out the front there, you may use your channel divinity. Your symbol of Festir, right, that's around your neck, you pull that forward. And the golden glow emanates from it. It imbues all of you. You feel a warmth as it spreads in all directions from Malar. It is a warmth that the cold undead do not care for. And remind me, is it a wisdom save?
it is a wisdom saving throw, please.
Okay, what's the DC?
The DC will be. The DC will be when I find it.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
Make the number up.
I'm
Start
not-
it with the 30s.
I don't know where James ends and Seth begins.
It's hard to tell sometimes.
You're meant to play a character, James.
All right.
Mate.
I'm going to recommend that we use the same.
Could be a
Steve, 17. 17.
17. All right. Okay, with some incredible rolls on my part. Two of them are still alive. The other 3 are obliterated by your channel divinity. Destroy undead,
are
right?
they CR of 1/2 or less?
No, they're more. They're challenge 1.
Then they will simply run away for a
Ah!
minute.
3 of them immediately
fail.
run away. 2 of them, one with a natural 19, one with a natural 20, are fine. Well, not fine. They do not like this energy that has come forth from them. They turn around and they go to attack. So let's roll some initiative, please.
Oh.
I'm not going to use a combat map because I can't see this lasting very long with 5 of you plus them. It's just, yeah, I think it'll be all right.
19.
19, thank you. Does anyone get 20 or above?
23.
Ah, of course, Seth, yes. Lovely. All right. Seth, 23. 19 for Loralis. Anyone else in the 20 to 15 bracket? No, I forgot to roll Brucon. Oh, he's okay. He's higher. 18. I think he's on 22 actually. I'll say that Seth goes first anyway. Even if it is 23, I'll just bring up his character sheet in a moment. Okay, so Leobrin, what did you get?
9.
A solid 9, and Malar?
DK,
13.
13.
Doesn't your channel divinity go up at like level 8 or 9 or something to destroy stronger stuff?
It does. Oh, so it's 1 or lower. It's a moot point. We're only attacking the 2.
So the 3, instead of running away, are destroyed in this warm golden glow as they would challenge 1.
Yeah, it does appear to be that is the
Explosions.
case.
I had a feeling.
You
it
are
was,
now more
yeah, that's
impressive
okay.
again.
It's been so long.
Larrick.
Remember that time with the 12 skeletons in the depths of some old dwarven ruin when he first obliterated like 10 of them? It was very impressive. All right. So top of the round is Seth. These you're within 30 feet of the creatures because Malar had to be within 30 feet to use his challenge divinity.
I'm going to run up and booming blade the closest one.
Yep.
That is an 18 on the dice.
18 hits. Roll for damage.
Does damage type matter to you at all between thunder and slashing?
No, they're all cool.
Cool.
No, it leveled up to 9. I believe that happened last week.
You need that long rest to actually level up.
21 plus 7, 28 damage.
Okay, you destroy that one ghoul. Describe to us how you do so.
I'm going to run up and as I am drawing the scimitar, activate the cantrip and in one upward slash, try to bisect it.
Oh, and you do so. Ugh. Falls apart. Cool. That's your
then is
action.
the
and
other-
then the other one's still standing.
Is it within 5 feet of me?
Yeah.
Up, then I will use a bonus action to just attack normally with my scimitar.
Yeah. Scimitar of speed. You hear the slurping of the
That is
scimitar
a-
again as it takes the blood.
5 plus 11, so that is 16.
That hits.
And just these. That is 12 damage.
Alright, 12 damage. It is still standing, but it is beaten badly.
And I end there. Nothing left to do.
Okay. And it's up to Brucon. With the Tonfa goes to whack this thing on the head. First attack. That hits, 23 to hit. And that does... Tonfa's a d6. 6 damage. Creature's still up. Second attack. Go, Brucon, go! 16 hits. Whack! Crack, and the second one is destroyed as well. So that's all 5 of them cleared. The way is clear. Sorry, everyone else, that's combat over. But anyway, nice and
Oh,
quick.
no, I meant like everyone's modifiers have gone up. I was like,
Oh.
why are my modifiers less than everyone else?
Ah, got you. No worries.
And I saw everyone else was level 9. And I was like, that's why everyone's modifiers are higher than mine.
Oh no. So with that then, the street is a little clearer for the moment. And yeah, the soup kitchen it appears is no enemies between you and it.
Going to knock on it and call out in Draconic. Let us in, we're safe. We're here to protect you.
After a moment's hesitation, the door creaks open, and you can see most of you would recognise Pharrell Ragthrock, the welfare head, who nods to you all. Thank goodness you're here. What's happening? What do we do?
You barricade the building. you let in as many people as you can, and just stay safe. Don't go outside. Not until daylight. Not until we know what's going on.
What will you do?
Well, I'm gonna take a rest. Good night.
What, right there?
No, I mean, this is the soup kitchen, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Malar's going to try and find a spot.
Okay. Please, and she directs some of some of those inside to barricade the doors. You can see that there's a couple of people who looks like they've got a hold of weapons. You also see a couple of off-duty guardsmen in there as well. Looks like they took cover when it was all happening. Who start securing the doors.
Do you have a roof hatch?
I don't think so. There is an entrance. There is a grate to the sewers out the back door.
I was only thinking of a roof hatch because she'll just have like a nap out there, and at the same time as standing watch, so she'll have like short rest and keep watch on the roof.
There is a window.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a hatch though, or a balcony.
So essentially, if I just get outside before they start blocking everything in, I will go up onto the roof.
Okay. Yeah, you can.
Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's be sensible.
Let's go to the roof. All right.
Are you going up on the roof for like night watch and shooting stuff if they start to come close?
Yes.
I will join you for night watch up there then.
So there's a window that you can see out of for a night watch and stuff. The roof itself, it would be challenging to get onto because it's a conical shape.
Okay, we'll do windows then.
It's one of the old style stone sort of tooth-like buildings. But yeah, you can do a window. That's fine.
Yeah, is there an upstairs window?
Yeah.
We'll do the upstairs window.
Yeah, you can do the upstairs window. Yeah, of course you can. So you guys are going to be taking. So you're thinking of hunkering down here for a long rest, and you guys sort of doing the first watch. Is that what you're thinking?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Excellent. All right, first watch. You can roll perception checks, you guys.
Eight.
Okay. Seth.
This is where I'm glad that I put my new expertise in perception.
Okay.
16 plus 8.
24. Nice. Loralis, just remind me. Sorry, Jess. Does Loralis have dark vision? Because I'm not sure changelings do get it. Dragonborn
Good point.
don't.
I don't think she do. Hold on. Last I check.
No worries. I mean, I'll take your roll anyway, but I'm wondering if I can explain it away with lack of dark vision.
Yeah, I think you can. Yep,
cool.
yep. We can.
So no dark vision. Okay, cool.
No dark vision.
Seth, with a 24. Yeah, so you can see that there, in the distance, it appears that there are sights and sounds of some military types moving in to the, I guess this would be to the southeast of you, back towards the gold sector. They seem to be making a bit of a stand there. You are hearing, over the course of the 2 hours, the sounds of fighting in the streets in the bronze sector dying down. You can't see any moving of forces
I know it's
into the
minor,
immediate
but
area.
for some reason that from my sword thing, I've got the red eyes, so I can see further, so I can see 120 feet.
Oh, that's right.
To 60.
Good point.
I'm not sure if that helps much, but
I'll say with 120
double
feet
field
vision, you do, towards the end of the 2 hours, can see that it's a smaller force of dragonborn military types are moving into the bronze sector and starting to clear clearing your street, but further down your street, to the north of you. are starting to clear it of zombies, or at least attempting to. Then your watch ends for you two. Who would you like to take the next watch, Malar or Leobrin, or you've got Brina and Brucon as well?
Somebody
Probably
with
not
dark
the
vision.
darkless. Yeah, I was gonna say not Mallow without dark vision.
Either
Yeah,
me,
Possibly
Brina,
you want
or...
to mix the people with dark vision and no dark vision.
Makes sense. All right. Should we say, as Leo's here, should we say that Leo, Bryn, and you can take one other, or I mean, you've still got 2 watches to go, so and there's 3 people left. So it's up to you.
Like darker hours probably needs more people watching, right?
Yeah.
Whoever can come with Leobrin.
It seems about. I think it's about 11 p.m. Or between 11 and 12 when you take the watch. So yeah, let's take. We'll take Brucon. You can have Brucon with you on your watch.
So what does Brucon roll?
His perception, he got 17. What'd you get?
Good, because I rolled 5, and I've been sitting on
excellent.
that 5 for a while.
Everyone's
There's
gazing out,
5 sitting in front of me, going like, can't explain that away with dark vision.
trying to like look out the. You get distracted by some of the lamp lights and stuff, and wondering
So pretty out
who's
here.
who's making it. I think you're more concerned with what innocents are surviving out there, and dreading those that have not. Basically,
I think it's the altitude that makes the skies so clear.
Brucon, meanwhile, said, "Oh yes, I this would be exactly the kind of spot where my cousin Rudy would decide to try and take a whiz. So I'm rather glad to have your company rather than his, Leobrin."
Yes, I've never taken a whiz in my life.
I mean, not off of a tall building. As is what I'm referring to.
No, yes.
He actually peed off of a tower, which was back in where we first met, the tavern. It was that tower. Yeah. Apologies. Yes. Anyway,
Can't choose your relatives.
no, quite. Brucon spots. He spots the same militia over the course of the 2 hours. He kind of narrates to you, Leobrin, throughout your watch what's going on with them. It seems they by the end of your watch, it seems that that troop has pushed through and cleared the street outside. So for now, at least, I mean, it does appear that the hordes of undead keep coming, but they're mostly coming from the gold sector. So it's most of the threat seems to be coming from the south and east of you, rather than the north and the west. Especially because the west is mostly wall, so the perimeter of the city.
Okay. Does that tie in with the graveyard thing?
Yeah. Your watch ends, and then next watch, I guess, will be Brina on her own, and then Mallow will be on the final watch.
Yeah.
Brina wakes you as it's still not quite dawn yet, kind of in the twilight area. Mallow, for your watch, she says, the streets outside seem pretty clear, but still, be on your guard.
Well, thank you, Lordness. Enjoy the rest of your salon.
That's okay.
Malon. That's out.
Sure. Alright, so you head up, and you can make your check. I mean, no dark vision, so it's going to be disadvantage, I'm afraid. It's still dark.
Receptione. Oh, that's on the internet forever now. Great.
Receptione.
Sooner or later, you turn into your parents.
Oh, yes.
12.
12. Alright. It seems eerily quiet during your watch. And then in the last sort of 20 minutes or so, you can hear a clamouring of undead, it seems, that have got around the group of guardsmen and are now approaching from the north of the bronze sector, coming back down the street. The small troop are moving to engage them, and that's kind of when your watch ends, when that's happening. So everyone, feel free to level up to 9 because you've long rested. Hooray! And then yes. So it ends in the early hours of the morning. You are long rested, and Loralis, the magic of that you've witnessed from Leobrin, like with the plant growth in particular, seems to be something that resonates strongly with you, and you kind of feel like a tingling at the back of the neck that you would feel when you were casting your spells before, when you made a pact with the Etherel. But at this moment, it's only a faint sort of tingling, as if there is potential there, but it's not quite manifested yet. And yeah, there's something about that it kind of almost draws you more to being around somebody like Leobrin, who sort of exudes arcanic energy. And that's all for the moment. Just got that charisma,
try and
you know.
Shake that off a little bit. She's gonna be like, no.
Not, please, no.
None of that. Ew. Personal connections.
None of that magic shit. Not right now.
No, not now.
Too soon.
Let me just pick my magic on level up. Hold on a second.
You go for
Add
it.
more magic. More magic.
I think this would be a good point to draw to a close today's session, as kind of a long rest seems like a good point to pick up for next time. So it seems that you've got your long rest in, and despite the hordes of undead, you have sort of waited for all this to blow over, and it doesn't appear to have completely blown over at this point. It's still an ongoing threat, but it seems that at least you and the denizens of the soup kitchen have lasted the night. And from what you can tell from occasionally glancing over during your watches, it seems that the tavern Bronzology is also still intact at the end of the long rest. So we'll pick things up as you guys get up and plan your next move. It's not on fire, exactly.
Nice.
All right, so guys, thank you so much. We'll be back with the next one. It's in the diary, in 2 weeks' time. So that will be on the 17th. Please join us then. And if you're not already, you can catch up with all of the sessions so far on our YouTube channel, along with extra content such as a slice of dice, and that will be where the next interview, which will be with Angelique, will be dropping as soon as I've finished editing it, which might be next week. I don't want to say that because it might not, so I'm not guaranteeing it, but it might be. But you'll be first to know if you're following us on YouTube. Until then, whatever you're doing, take care, stay safe, and keep gaming. Bye.